Railfanning with the Bednars Volume 23, we covered D&H and Conrail action from the Bednar collection between January and August of 1991. We'll view scenes along the Lehigh line, the Reading line, as well as the usual hotspots in the Allentown area. Other points of interest include pulling up the rails behind the Bednars home, a wide variety of foreign power, and the official takeover of the D&H by Canadian Pacific in January of 1991. As usual, Big Mike provides the commentary.
There they go, over the river and through the woods. January 13th, 91, we're at Ham. The D&H RPPY comes east. In 1 week, they'll change the symbol to 556 when the CP officially takes over. D&H is about to become CP Rail in 1 week. Power begged, borrowed, or stolen from every railroad in the East. They were really making an effort at that time. They're gonna pull down into the yard, run around the train, and go west on the Reading. Here we are at Allen, eastbound coming in. There's 555 leaving Allen right now. You see, they're still using the borrowed squeak engines. Now here we are at Ham on February 24th. 555 is coming out and heading west. So Dad jumped in his Dodge. He's there at 6th Street Emmaus as 556 comes west through the town. I say it again and again. These D&H guys moved. You didn't have to ask them for a move. They always gave you one. Then a Conrail guy comes east at Emmaus. Now we go to a sad, sad day. April 31st, 91. They're starting to rip up the railroad behind our house.
31st of April. 91.
You can see the rail laying there, and the workers for the contractor tearing out the rail are happily doing their thing. We weren't so happy. Here is where I was extremely happy. I was on the Reading and Northern, and they were good at keeping track and using whatever they could to get business. I was so dismayed by Conrail. Thank God I spent the last 16 years working on a railroad that wanted business instead of letting it go. I could go on and bore you, but I'll just let it go at that. I think these ties were sold to a toothpick factory, because that's all that's left of them. There's a Blue Mountain in Reading. There's Rich Bader pulling by the siding at 5th Street in Emmaus. He's gonna run around them cars after he makes his pickup and shove them down. There he's coming up with the cars that he picked up off Conrail, then he'll shove these down. There's a D&H van arriving at Canal. Here the train goes by the Canal Bridge at North Caddy. .556 going west at Bern. This is on July 28th. There's Jonathan Reck, who must have been the conductor on a work train dropping ballast at Bern. We'll put 2 stones here and 2 stones there. We gotta conserve. Here comes a work train with camp cars at Bern. The Raisin gang must be moving west. Probably will get parked out around Albertus or Topton. The GATX engines were pretty reliable. I think they were XMP. There's Andrek. Then East Bend Local coming out of Old finally, and west. August 27th, 91, the Reading and Northern Mountain job goes by Keith Station in Barnesville. But first they have to let Keith off. He was qualifying.
Barnesville, PA.
Shane Fredrickson and Al Lurkey letting Keith off. In Tamaqui. There's Jesse Power at Canal, off the freight from Philly. That's all for this chapter. There'll be a few more. See you later.